Two bowls with the exact same beef stew, the same color, the same smell, but one cooked for 8 hours and the other in just 45 minutes. Could you take one bite and tell me which is which? Most people can't, and right there is where an $80 mistake is hiding, the kind you might just make this very week. And this is exactly where the story the Instant Pot ads tell you and the reality in your kitchen sit worlds apart. You're thinking the slow cooker is old news now. The Instant Pot does it all. So why keep the old one around? Okay, so can the Instant Pot really replace the slow cooker completely? Short answer, no. Because cooking under pressure and simmering food slowly set off two totally different chemical reactions inside it. But the real trouble sits somewhere else. If you lean on just one of them, you might be losing the true flavor of your favorite dinner and not even notice it. Another question probably running through your head, does the Instant Pot really cook everything 70% faster? Yeah, the superheated steam trapped under pressure knocks a 3-hour job down to half an hour. But here's the messy part. Nobody counts the 20 minutes it takes to build the pressure up and let it back out. So your quick meal quietly turns into a long wait. Think about it for a second. That evening panic when you get home from work worn out. It's 6:30 on the clock, the kids are cranky with hunger, and raw meat is just sitting in the fridge. You're the person who wants to skip the greasy drive-through burger and put a warm, home-cooked meal on the table. This video is made just for you. Now, let's get into the science a little, but I'll keep it simple. The Instant Pot seals the inner lid and traps the steam, so the pressure inside climbs, and the boiling point of water jumps from the normal 212 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to about 250 degrees, which is 121 degrees Celsius. Standard testing data from the USDA and the American Culinary Institute shows that this extra heat in a pressure cooker literally speeds up collagen breakdown by 3 to 5 times. This extra heat and pressure is the real magic. Picture it as a high-pressure sauna that forces intensely hot steam deep into the food. So tough meat turns tender in the blink of an eye. On the flip side, you've got the slow cooker. It's a gentle hot spring. A calm, warm stream where the food soaks and relaxes hour after hour. At low heat, under about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, over 6 to 8 hours, the tough collagen inside the meat slowly melts into rich, melt-in-your-mouth gelatin. No rush, no pressure, just time and patience. So why does meat get so tender in a slow cooker? Because long hours of low heat break the tough collagen in the connective tissue down into silky gelatin. But here's the annoying side. That same slow heat can turn your soft vegetables and herbs into a flavorless, mushy blob if you don't add them at the right time. The biggest strength of this calm stream is how simple it is. Pour everything in the morning, close the lid, and head out to work. Come back and dinner is ready. Anytime you want, you can lift the lid, give it a quick stir, and check the seasoning. No fear of an explosion, no complicated buttons. But this simplicity comes at a steep price. The slow cooker is impossibly slow, just like the name says, and it's really inflexible. If your plans suddenly change or you forget to set it up in the morning, your dinner is done for, because you can't force it to go faster. That exact frustration is what sent the Instant Pot storming into the market back in 2010. But this time, I'm going to show you the machine that flipped the entire physics of the kitchen all on its own. Now, a common question, the Instant Pot can slow cook too. So why bother buying a separate slow cooker? This is where most people get stuck. It feels like the story ends right here. The Instant Pot is the ultimate winner. Everything in one machine. You're probably thinking case closed. But hold on a second. The real twist starts now. The inner pot of the Instant Pot is stainless steel, which can't spread heat as evenly and as gently as the thick ceramic pot of a slow cooker. So its slow cook mode never builds that deep, round flavor a real slow cooker gives you. Your stew will cook fine, but you'll miss that 8-hour magic. The Instant Pot marketing team will never tell you how weak their own slow cook mode is, because if they did, you wouldn't need to buy a separate appliance. So why does food from a pressure cooker sometimes taste flat? Because in a sealed pot, no liquid can turn to steam and float away, so the sauce doesn't thicken naturally. But here's the scary part. To bring that flavor back, you have to saute and sear separately before and after cooking, which kills the whole point of a lazy one-pot dinner. Let me talk about texture too. When you cook rice in an Instant Pot, a lot of the time it comes out a little mushy, a little sticky. That fluffy, separate grain rice you get from a dedicated rice cooker or a slow cooker is hard to pull off here. I honestly can't say it turns out the same on every model, but the risk of food sticking to the stainless steel bottom and burning shows up in almost every unit. Now, let's talk money. You can easily grab a good Crock-Pot brand slow cooker for $40 to $50. A basic Instant Pot starts at around $80 to $100. You might be wondering, is spending that much money really the smart move? The answer is hiding in the space on your kitchen counter and inside your own patience. Does pressure cooking hold on to more vitamins? Yeah, since the cooking finishes fast, a lot of the time more nutrients stay intact because the food spends less time exposed to heat. But here's the complicated truth. The long, gentle heat of slow cooking causes such a deep enzyme breakdown in some foods that no quick burst of pressure can ever fake it. So there's no single winner here. Oh, one thing I remembered, the early slow cookers were actually built mainly for boiling beans. Just a simple heating element and a clay pot. So if you think this is just some old machine, no, it's not really old. It's more like a master specialist. The Instant Pot is the generalist of the kitchen. It can do a lot of things, but maybe not all of them perfectly. The slow cooker is a master specialist. It does just one job, but it does that better than anything else on earth. One saves you time, the other deepens the flavor. The first time I let the steam release valve go on my Instant Pot, the sound made me literally jump. It felt like a tiny rocket launching in the kitchen. If you ever watch a close-up video of that steam release valve on an Instant Pot, it looks like a miniature tornado was born right inside your kitchen. On the opposite side, the slow cooker is so quiet that you'll forget something is even cooking, and only the smell drifting through the whole house in the evening reminds you. This sauna and this stream are really two different philosophies of life. One teaches you speed, the other teaches you patience. If you want speed, flexibility, and lots of options in one machine, the Instant Pot will hold your hand. And if you want totally hands-off simplicity and that authentic flavor that builds up slowly, then the Calm Stream is the best friend your kitchen has. So the next time you're standing in the appliance aisle at Home Depot or Walmart feeling confused, just ask yourself one question. Do you want to invest your precious time at the start of the day or at the end of it? Now you know the science, so the marketing hype can't fool you anymore. If you think buying both will solve everything, well, maybe neither one stays on 4 days a week. And if you buy just one, then the day that machine doesn't match what you need, nothing is left at the dinner table but disappointment. Now tell me in the comments, which one do you have in your kitchen right now? And what was your biggest kitchen disaster or worst failure trying to cook with it? And I'm leaving the biggest debate for you. Does a family really need both machines, or is buying one and pouring money into the other just a plain waste?